Hey guys, what's up? Alex here. Today we are back with some more F1 news. The gameplay in the background of this one is Assetto Corsa. We're mixing this in with a bit of the Project Cars career mode. So, you know, hopefully you guys enjoy the mixture of this, Project Cars, whatever will come about on this channel. Hopefully it won't be too much F1 2015 until the launch of F1 2016. I'm hoping it's going to be this. I haven't done any R Factor yet. Hopefully we'll get around to that in a few days. I'm not too sure. Obviously I've just been recording this today, basically Assetto Corsa into MotoGP, which you guys would have seen earlier on today. Anyway, before we start rambling on about all of that, we want to start off by talking about the biggest part of this video really is that Esteban Ocon, currently racing in DTM. He's a Mercedes young driver, used to be a Lotus young driver, switched to Mercedes at the end of last year. He's also testing for Renault. It's a bit confusing, but basically he's quite heavily linked now to the Renault team for next season. So this makes obviously a couple of questions. Who's going to be dropped from Renault? It's probably more likely to be Palmer, unfortunately for British fans. I'd say that they probably rate Magnussen higher than they rate Palmer. Obviously Magnussen's got more Formula 1 experience. Also Palmer, I don't know, is his budget going to be able to stretch? I don't know how much money, obviously they've got. I know Jonathan Palmer, obviously Julian's father. Obviously there's a huge amount of money owning a lot of sort of MSV tracks in the UK, but can they stretch their budget for another couple of seasons? I hope so. I want to see Palmer in F1 for as long as possible. I think he's good enough. But, you know, Esteban Ocon, he's this young talent. Mercedes obviously want to get him into a Formula 1 seat as quickly as possible. You could say Renault might be one of the easier seats at the moment because they probably don't need too much money and they probably want decent drivers. And I'm not saying that Palmer isn't decent, by the way. I'm just saying that they might see, as Ocon is linked obviously to a big Formula 1 team in Mercedes, they might think maybe it's worth our time having a French driver in a French team. Maybe that could work out. What are your guys' opinions on that? I mean, for me, I don't think that they should get rid of either of their drivers for next, season. Renault. I think they should stick. Consistency probably is key for them to continue the development. Even though they don't rate Magnussen and Palmer that highly, I still think they should just keep them for another season, just to keep the consistency going. A bit like what McLaren have done for the last few years. Obviously, Button and Alonso, it's not been a good car, but they've stuck together, and their car is slowly improving, and it's actually a top 10 car on not most tracks. On some tracks now, they're really consistently in the points, which is really good to see. But this does look like it is possibly going to happen for next season here. Esteban Ocon, obviously they're not had a great season in DTM, but I'm actually a fan of Ocon. I actually really like the way he drives. He's really consistent. He doesn't do anything silly. A really good driver of what should, sort of example, I should say, of what should be in Formula 1. Brings through young talent, doesn't crash, doesn't do anything silly, but also super fast. And if Ocon isn't at Renault, I hope he's in Formula 1 in the next couple of years at some point. I think he's, he beat Max Verstappen, and they're both in the same, they're 2014 European Formula 3. It was both their first season. Ocon finished miles ahead of Max Verstappen, and we see what Max Verstappen is doing in Formula 1. So we'll see what will happen next season with Ocon, but it looks like it could be a decent possibility that Esteban Ocon, a French driver, will be in Formula 1 with a French team. That would be really cool to see, but I don't want them to get rid of their current driver. So what do you guys think? Ocon, will he be in F1 at all next season? Maybe another year, maybe in DTM, or maybe he'll move to GP2. I think maybe he should have been in GP2 this year in my opinion, but who knows? It's been a bit of an up and down year in GP2 anyway, so it's hard to really tell who's actually that good. So anyway, that's the first topic. Leave your comments down below. Really interesting to see what you think. Is he good enough? Leave it down below. Next up, Ferrari team principal Arribabene is saying that Ferrari must not fail when we come around to Hungary next time out. And that's quite big words, because obviously Arribabene here, he's had a decent spell with Ferrari since, was it Mattiacci left? Was it the start of last year, I think it was? And he's had a pretty decent spell. I mean, he's picked up a few victories here and there with Sebastian Vettel since he started as team principal. And in my opinion, Ferrari haven't had exactly a great season. But then, with Ferrari, there's always just a massive amount of pressure. Even if they have a rubbish car, the Italian fans, the Italian media, everyone expects them to still get on the podium like every single race. So lots of pressure on Ferrari. Obviously they haven't really been performing the last couple of Grand Prix, so really pressure is on them in Hungary. But I don't think it's particularly a track, we'll get around to it when I do a preview, but I don't think it's particularly a track which is going to suit them. I think Red Bull, definitely one we're going to be looking out for with a possible chance of a victory. Obviously Mercedes. There's a couple of other teams in there with really good sort of setups, sorry, not setups, with really good cars in the high downforce tracks. Honestly, I think McLaren could have a decent chance at points. Possibly a first podium for McLaren in a long time. I don't know, we'll get around to that when we do a preview inevitably. So, yeah, definitely the pressure is on Ferrari to get a good few results in the next couple of races. I don't think there's anything like make or break about their season that's going to happen in Hungary, but they definitely need to show that they're continually upgrading that car, because I'm not going to lie guys, Red Bull I think have overtaken them in their development. Obviously Vettel's getting pretty frustrated with all the reliability problems recently as well, so what do you guys think? Vettel, is he, you know, I've seen a couple of articles, you know, whether they've got any truth to them whatsoever I don't know, but is Vettel getting a bit too frustrated with Ferrari here? Is he going to leave? I highly doubt that, but I've, you know, just seen some articles. I don't want to say it's true or anything, but, you know, obviously he has been frustrated recently. I hope he doesn't, because I think Ferrari and Vettel, it's been a good mix, and hopefully they'll get a race-winning car consistently soon. Lastly guys, I'd just appreciate a bit of help. If anyone is really good at the graphic design and would like to do sort of an outro for one of my videos, or that I'd like consistently use in my videos, that'd be really cool. Basically all it needs to be is just like an image, like a JPEG image of just literally a few boxes, like 16 by 9, and then I can put my videos onto the screen there and sort of do like a, you know, I can have it with a bit of music in the background, like check out these latest videos if you missed them. I had one in the past and I really liked it, but I haven't actually got it saved anymore. I deleted it because I didn't think I'd ever use it again. So if anyone knows what I mean, I might have put a picture up on the screen of my old one so you can see, but I'd really appreciate if someone could come up with an idea like that, and maybe I can use it at the end of my videos. Of course, if you did, I'd leave your links in the description of every new video. So, you know, if you'd like to, that'd be really, really appreciated. You can send it on Twitter, it's probably the best. Link down below if you haven't followed mine on Twitter, so, you know, you can send it there. So, thanks again for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'd really appreciate that bit of sort of graphics for the end of my videos done. If anyone, you know, is alright to do that, I'd really, really be appreciated. And, yeah, thanks again for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the news. It's been X Matty. Goodbye.